Good evening, beautiful woman. Welcome to Isaya's Inspiring Evenings, a podcast full of goddess stories, witches' secrets, colors of women and fairies' seasons to integrate serenity, abundance, joy and magic into your life. This is episode 9, The Butterfly Returns. The podcast existed only in French, and I will record the first 8 episodes in English shortly, promise. I am IsayaBelle, creatrix, magico-pragmatic life and business coach, goddess teacher and traveling priestess, and this podcast aims to accompany you for peaceful and inspiring evenings. Isaya's Inspiring Evenings is a podcast published every week on Saturdays, and you will find more info and the references I'm talking about on the website IsayaBelle.com shortly. Subscribe to the podcast on the platform of your choice to be informed of the publication of each new episode. If you like this podcast, you can support it by leaving stars, blue thumbs, and reviews on whatever platform you're listening to me. And so, discreetly, 7 months have passed since my last podcast, since my last article on the blog also. Life has taken over, or rather death, since these few months have been a period of mourning for the death of my father. I come back to you today full of new enthusiasm, refreshed, regenerated by this absence, emptied and full at the same time. The return of the butterfly. Like the caterpillar or butterfly emerging from its cocoon after a long process, a long journey in the dark, I open my eyes again. I slowly extricate myself from my gungi and begin the cleaning process that will allow me to unfold my wings and become a full butterfly. Like this caterpillar, like this butterfly in the making, today I embody change. And as you may know, change is not always pretty. Very often, like during a birth, a rebirth in this case, the goal for the butterfly that leaves its shelter is to wash itself, to detach itself from the caterpillar and the cocoon. If I abandon this metaphor here for a moment to explain myself more clearly, I mean that this moment in my life is the one where I let go, where I give up, where I cleanse myself of my past, of the limiting beliefs that held me back, that have kept me a caterpillar. I choose today, after a few months of gestation in my shell, in my shelter, in the darkness of my cocoon, to go out again in the open air. I choose to put my 2 feet on the ground, take a deep breath, and prepare for flight. And to prepare myself, to prepare my wings for flight, I choose now, in this moment of time, conducive to new beginnings, to eliminate from my life and my daily dwellings all the limiting beliefs that do not really belong to me anymore. And I also choose to let go of the perfectionist belief that has cost me so dearly in the past and kept me from flying ever so often. Word of the year. Besides, my word for this year is the word flight. It just jumped out to me. If you want to know more about this idea of words of the year, how I choose it, and how you can choose it too, I invite you to go read on my blog the article on this subject. Just click in the description. This year, I choose 2 words, since the word quicksilver imposed itself to me also. It is an ancient synonym for Mercury, in Greek Hermes, this god and this extravagant metal, half liquid, half solid, remarkably mobile, often called androgynous, symbol of change, magic, travel, and curiosity. It is also associated in numerology with the year 2021, a year 5, which is Hermes's number. But let's go back to our butterflies. I spoke earlier about this time being ideal for beginnings. In fact, I am writing this article a few days before the dark moon of January 2021, Beginnings or new beginnings are often appropriate at the start of the year. What's more, the dark moon period just before the new moon is a particularly good time to let go of the debris of our old life in the dark, to let go of our old beliefs, of people, objects, ideas now obsolete, which no longer bring us joy or contentment. This is why I am leading this Wednesday, January 13th, for my French peeps, a dark circle, a very special circle of women, a circle of letting go, of renunciation, of giving up. This circle is part of my French membership, called Color of Goddess Circle. I am considering opening an English membership. Tell me if you would be interested to join and transform your life one circle at a time. Bye-bye perfection. As for me, what I choose today to let go is my perfectionism, this idea that I have always carried with me and which weighs on me a little more every day. This idea that everything I undertake must be perfect. I let go today of the belief that only perfection in each of my endeavors will bring success. This bar, far too high to cross, that keeps me awake at night and forces me to relentlessly improve every aspect of my life. I choose today to let it go. And I will be posting this article and this audio version on my podcast without overthinking it and overdoing it, not spending more time and energy on it than the amount of joy that it brings me. I am indeed every day a little more convinced that we each are the creator or creatrix of our lives. And I invite you not to hear this sentence in a metaphorical way. What I mean here is that literally, my intentions, my beliefs, my demands to the universe materialize in my world, in my life, on a daily basis. So when I say that I leave my perfectionism in 2020, that I do not take it with me in 2021, that I choose joy, ease, and flow in place of perfection, I know for a fact that from now on, joy, ease, and flow are on their way to me, and I to them. Always creative. I am the creatrix of my life. Every thought, every idea, every emotion on which I focus becomes my reality. Of course, stating that very fact, I just decide to give up considering myself as a victim of circumstances, a poor little thing tossed about by the universe, from catastrophes to tragedies, from accidents to fatalities. I repudiate the victim, the martyr, and take full responsibility today for everything that happens in my life. Nothing in my life happens to me, everything happens for me. If you too want to test this feeling of empowerment, to learn to enjoy your life in every moment, because you create it minute by minute in joy, ease, and flow, I invite you to join my Facebook group, Living a Goddess Life, where creative divine women dwell and create their lives, following their ideas, dreaming their years to come, and becoming the one who chooses. You can click on the link in the description for more info. I'll be very happy to hear from you on these few big ideas. Thank you in advance for your comments. And I'll see you, lovely people. In the meantime, I'm sending, as always, love, light, and gratitude. In case you have any questions, of course, there is a goddess for that, and that will be Demeter, goddess of creativity. That's it for this episode. The next one is still in creation. Thanks for listening, and don't forget, if you want to support this podcast, share, subscribe, and leave stars, blue thumbs, and a review on whichever platform you listen to. If you wish to be accompanied in the change processes that life offers you, if you want to participate in the awakening of feminine energy in the world, live your life as a goddess, know the secrets of witches, and apply the rituals of fairies in your daily life, do not hesitate to contact me by going to the VIP coaching page of my website, IsayaBelle.com, or by participating in the retreats, programs, and courses that I offer regularly. You can also subscribe to my newsletter to be informed of all the news in the real and virtual world of IsayaBelle. You will, of course, find this podcast on all platforms: Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, etc., but also on YouTube and soon on my site IsayaBelle.com on the podcast page.